Why do some clothes and designer bags never go on sale, and the moment a brand announces a price increase, people line up to buy them? Today, we're talking about the Veblen effect. Recently, Mr. Krabs tried to save a few bucks by importing a huge batch of unsold kelp-woven hats from a neighboring beach. The hats were completely outdated, dull gray, and made from such scratchy material that they were uncomfortable to wear. He set up a little stand outside the Krusty Krab with a giant sign that read, "Clearance sale, $10 each." But after an entire week, he hadn't sold a single one. The fish passing by would rather sweat under the blazing sun than give those hats a second glance. Squidward stood nearby every day, mocking him and saying that nobody would wear those ugly things, even if they were free. Watching the pile of unsold junk, Mr. Krabs sighed in frustration until his money-loving brain came up with a brilliantly sneaky idea. He hid all the remaining hats in the storage room and left only one behind. The next morning, he placed the lone hat on an elegant velvet cushion inside a glass display case and even shined a spotlight on it. Then he replaced the old $10 price tag with a shiny new label that read "Limited Edition" and raised the price to $1,000. Squidward scoffed. Mr. Krabs has officially lost it. Who would pay $1,000 for this piece of junk? But right then, Squilliam Fancison, Bikini Bottom's biggest show-off, happened to stroll by. Normally, he wouldn't give the cheap stuff outside the Krusty Krab a second look, but the spotlight and that bold $1,000 price tag caught his eye. He stopped and thought to himself, a plain-looking, slightly ugly kelp hat that costs $1,000? This can't be an ordinary hat. It must be some limited edition designer piece. If I wear this around town, everyone in Bikini Bottom will know I've got serious status. Without hesitation, Squilliam pulled out a thick wad of cash, bought the hat on the spot, put it on, and strutted down the shopping district. When the other fish saw wealthy Squilliam wearing that drab gray hat, they rushed over to find out more. The moment they heard it cost $1,000, their eyes lit up. To them, it wasn't just a hat anymore, it was a ticket into high society. Word spread fast, and soon crowds were lining up outside the Krusty Krab, desperate to get one. According to normal market logic, higher prices should lead to lower demand. But here, the opposite happened. The more expensive the hat became, the more people wanted it, and sales skyrocketed. Some fish were even willing to live on seaweed paste for an entire month just to afford one. This unusual phenomenon where higher prices actually increase demand is what economists call the Veblen effect. In reality, the hat never changed. It was still the same scratchy, low-quality hat. What people were really paying for wasn't its practical use of blocking the sun or rain, it was the expensive price tag itself. And that answers our original question. Why do luxury bags become even more desirable after a price hike? Because when something becomes so expensive that most people can't afford it, the price itself turns into the ultimate status symbol.